So Fobara has shown signs of weaknesses, and he needs to sit up. I watched one interview by a shifting, political shifting from River State that said that if Fobara doesn't sit up and you know be strong and show strength, that Wiki might just finish him off. And I think that's a good advice, right? Fobara should sit up. You know, it's if you want to make a stand, from the beginning, he wants to make his own stance. He wants to assert his own independence. You know, he got followers following him. You know, and he wanted to do something different. At least he is saying that it's not easy. There are a lot of obstacles. There are people that will stand in your way when you are trying to do something good, you know. And so for the stance he's taking in trying to, assert his own influence, assert his own authority, he needs to stand strong. If you notice, you know, the political scene in Nigeria is not for the weak. If you try to be meek, if you try to be mild, if you try to, play humble and nice, then you end up with nothing. Look at Yemi Osibanjo, former vice president. He was loyal to the Buhari's government. He was a nice guy and all of that. But see how it all played out when he tried to be run for president. You know, he stood no chance because that's Nigerians politics for you. He stood no chance. He didn't come second in the APC primaries because that is how it is. If you want to really, if you've taken the plunge that you are into the political arena, you want to fight for certain things, then you have to be strong. It is wrong for you to negotiate from a position of weakness. Let me not say it's wrong. It is a bad strategy to negotiate from a position of weakness. Fobara was always negotiating from a position of weakness. You can't be on your knees and negotiate. You can't be say, okay, we want peace and all of that. Because if you look, all the times there was any peace agreement, whether when president called them to Aso Rock and told them a list of things to do, or during state of emergency where he was, soldiers got to where he was living and he was held until subsequently was released, and the state of emergency where he was kneeling down to beg Wike. In all of this, he has been negotiating from a position of weakness. And come look at the statements, this day report, where it said, oh, you have to recognize Wike as the political leader of the state. It doesn't matter whether it's APC or this. It's too premature to talk about re-election. When the president is actively fighting for re-election, the same day that Fobara was elected, the same election where Fobara was elected, same election President Tinubu was elected. And Tinubu has been playing re-election politics and he's saying that Fobara is too premature to talk about it. What is premature in that? Fobara, you have to meet the president and tell him, sir, this and this are the things that I I want. If you want my support, if you want my people to support you, then you have to, guarantee me that I should be able to go for re-election. Why is every other person that is defecting to APC as governor being guaranteed a second term, and when it comes to Fobara, you now say it's premature? You can't do that. You have to hold your ground. You see, these political leaders, they don't respect weakness. They don't respect, oh, nice person. Look at all the things that Wike is doing. Look at people, workers are on strike, workers are protesting, contractors not being paid and all of that. And yet, he's been seen as the leader of a state. Somebody who's overseeing the federal capital territory, and there's a lot of issues. Because Wike has not shown weakness. Wike has always been, on the forefront. He has not shown weakness. You have not seen Wike, kneeling down to beg Tinubu. Look at the statements, some of the statements he made when he was in Rivers State during the period, when he was going from one local government to the other. He was showing strength. So for Fobara, if you want to really get anything out of this, because this now is now looking like a setup where they will just use you to get resources to fight for their own election and leave you hanging. How can you defect to APC and you say on your mandate to stand, and they are telling you that it's too premature for you to talk about re-election? You come out each time and you say things that are nice about the president. You've never for once said anything, oh, that sounds disrespectful. But that has not been Wike. Wike has not always sounded very, very respectful. He has made his own stance known. You know? So for Fobara, you don't, please. It's not everything that politicians only respect strength and boldness. You know? If they smell weakness or fear or self-doubt, or you are not sure of yourself, then you are off. It's even better you just say you resign. You know. Then look at this situation now. They are holding impeachment over his head. This impeachment thing now that they said the president asked Wike to stop, he's asking Wike to suspend it. Suspend his suspension. It's not off the table. It's not. Impeachment is not off the table. They will always hold impeachment over your head as governor and make you say, okay, if you don't do this, we impeach you. If you don't do this, we impeach you. You have to make your stance known and say, oh, this I cannot do. If you like, impeach me. He won't be the first president, first governor that was impeached. Was Fayose not impeached? Was Peter Obi not impeached and he had to go to court? So all this fear of, oh, they're going to impeach me and all that, you have to make a stance for yourself. You have to stand for something. You have to stand. There are people that are fighting for you. There are people that are looking up to you. You have to make your own stance known. And don't be all mild and gentle and all that. Because that state of emergency thing they tried, where they brought in soldiers, surrounded the government residence, made suspending him. The president cannot even think of it in some states. There are states that the president cannot even think of it. There are states now with serious insecurity situations, and yet we're not hearing anything about state of emergency being declared. Because the president knows that he will not try that in some states. But River State, you just see the situation now. So I just wish that Fobara show more strength. Even if it happens that you're not going to win re-election, but let it be known that the period you were governor, you showed some spine, some bone. Because now it just looks at, good. Did they even call you to even ask your opinion before they made this thing? Wike is the leader. How can you now have many masters? And Tinubu is your master. And Wike is your master. State House of Assembly are your masters. Then you just have to do yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. How are you going to govern a state in that way? How? So if it's impossible for you to govern, you make your stance known. If they want to impeach you, so be it. You cannot join APC. You are APC 001 and all of that. And then they will tell you that it's too premature for you to talk about re-election. Oh, you have to, Wike is the leader. Imagine that. Imagine that. So I just hope that you make your stance. Then one other thing I would say